So, like my little flag right there, my cousin gave me that. A friend of hers makes them, and that was really cool. Kind of, it's made from some like redwood slat boards, and it's kind of just real definitive of what we kind of went through in this country, or what we've been going through and still going through. So it's just, I kind of like it. It's very cool, very artistic. She did a good job. Anyways, getting on to this tank right here, I swapped these valves out, or these are like the pressure relief valves. So if you can see that there, focus in, 1.5 ATA. So that's half atmosphere, counting the one we're already in. These that I put in are 1.7 ATA. These valves will up the pressure a little bit, and so as you can see on here, let me focus on that. It doesn't pick up that blue too well, huh? It's 75 kPa is what it's showing right there. Now, if we go over to the analog gauge right there, it's passed. So normally it'd be at 50 kPa, and it's past the 60, which this one maxes out at. I need to get 100 kPa gauge. I do have one on order, so it hadn't come in yet. So it's sitting about right there. I need to, for now, just put a little marker or dot on there, just so the person outside watching can, keep an eye on that. But everything seems to be working good. Seals are all working good. Don't hear any leaks or anything on it. This right here is the relief. So as you can watch that gauge right there as I open it up, okay, coming down. Oddly enough, when you're inside and you dump it really fast like that, it gets like really foggy and steamy inside. This little valve right here is an emergency valve on the inside. You can operate both these, but this one's like if you really want to dump the air really fast, and you pull that one. And these valves right here, once it gets up to pressure, then these start leaking off. That's what those are for. And this unit here, it has a chiller. I didn't put the chiller on, but that one right there is a chiller. It cools the air going into it. I don't really care. I'm not in it right now. I'm just testing it out. So you can see here the temperature. It's really not that hot. But when it's compressing air and heating up inside, and after you're in there for a while, it'll start heating up if you don't have that cooler on. So this whole unit is a combined unit. It makes your oxygen, which right here you can control. You can go up to 10 liters of oxygen. I usually keep around 7 or 8 liters of oxygen. That's, I don't breathe it at that. And that way too, I don't build up too much oxygen in the chamber. It's constantly venting it off with those two valves right there. So, but yeah, that's combined air compressor that pumps it, the pressure, and pump for pumping your oxygen to get the high oxygen concentration. It produces 95% oxygen at the mass that you're breathing in there. What else that my viewers might want to know about this? If you got any questions, I'd be happy to answer any questions you got about it. If I can't answer them, in the comment section below, so please feel free to go ahead and leave any comments that you might have, any questions about it. As you can kind of see my little idea of hanging up there, I use those little magnets. My wife ordered those off Amazon. Come in pretty handy for keeping stuff organized. Little tray unit in there. Seemed to work pretty good. So you can see that thermarest is just flat. So it was full on the surface, but when you go down and press it down, it shrinks. So Like if you were to take a balloon on the surface and you took it down underwater to 33 feet, it would be half the size it was on the surface because it's going to shrink up. So everything gets smaller as you go down. You know, the oxygen molecules are shrinking. Yeah, and same thing too. So that's why it's dangerous, and you should learn, you know, about those diving principles if you ever take a diving course. If you were to hold your breath down at 33 feet or 60 feet or whatever, and you say you got scared, you held your breath and you try to pop up to the surface, you could rupture your lungs and do a lot of damage to yourself and get what's called a pneumothorax, or you know, pop the little villi sacs in your lungs. And it can be kind of painless. So you don't know. All of a sudden, you just start getting shorter and shorter of breath, and one side of your lung, the other side of your lung collapses, and you die. Just, you know, without lack of oxygen. Well, the same thing can happen in one of these chambers too. So you have to be careful with that. Don't hold your breath when you're basically ascending back to surface pressure. So just be real mindful of that and cognizant. Just breathe normally. The slower you ascend, the better. So like when my wife was in it the other day, you know, she took 30 minutes from the time shut it down and to come up. She just came up really slow, and you can regulate your ascent with this valve just by turning that a little bit at a time. And she had it so low, and she was still breathing oxygen. The amount of the oxygen that was going into it was not enough to come down quick enough. So she was like staying at the same pressure for a long time, and I was like, "God, what's the deal? You're not coming down." So I told her she got to open this valve here a little bit more. She was taking a long time. Anyways, but yeah, slower the better actually. So yeah, like I said, if you got any comments, questions, or anything, please leave it in the comment section. I'm usually very good about getting back to people's comments. All right, thanks. Take care. Bye bye.